Welcome to my latest project. This one is the preacher's sign. We're going to create a very long poem on a 2¼ inch thick live edge cedar slab. We're going to create it in the middle of the board. The board is actually longer than it needs to be, but there's some features we want to capture in the board. I'll explain those a little bit later in the video, but there's some unique challenges for this. Number one, it's physically too big for my laser to do it all in one operation. So we're going to do the print and cut method. About a year and a half ago, I did a print and cut video. I made some mistakes in it, but it's still, all the steps were correct. I just had an alignment issue. I didn't catch that I had logged onto the wrong portion of the sign to keep everything lined up. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to create the correct video. So if you would, just stick around. When I come back, we'll be getting set up. All right, as you can see, I've already got everything laid out in my laptop. The top portion is done in black. The bottom portion of the sign is done in blue. That's just so I can separate the two portions I'm going to work with. Overall height is 27.9 inches tall, and my height from here to here is only 16 inches tall. So that means I have to do this in a couple of steps. So that's the reason we're going to do the print and cut feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to engrave the top portion in the black. I'm going to engrave it first. And then after that's engraved and I like what I've got, then I will physically move the board up into the work area. And then I will set back up with print and cut and do the blue portion. So I'll do it all in 2 steps. So I'm going to swing over. I'm going to show you what I've got set up in my laser. I've already got the board in, got it lined up and ready to cut everything in the black. So hang on, let me get over there. Okay, this is the board as it's going into my laser. Now the horizontal blue line, the blue tape line you're seeing, represents the bottom of the engraved area. Inside the 2 perpendicular blue tapes is the engraved area where we're going to actually do the engraving. So I'm going to step over here closer and try not to bump everything, get it out of line. Okay. The blue line at the top, blue tape, represents the top of the engraving. And obviously, like I said, inside the blue tapes is the engraved area that we're going to work with. One of the issues I had with this being a live edge is, number one, you don't have straight edges. And the only way to get it balanced perpendicular and everything pretty would be to cut off the live edges, but we don't want to do that. So what we did was we just chose to make it in line with the grain that you're seeing running up and down perpendicular. We want to match it with that. Now, over on this side, you see a little bitty wood plug sticking out. That's a little stem. We wanted that to be about in the center mark, and that right there is the center. So we wanted that to be about in the center of the engraving. So that's the reason why I had to tape off the area at the top, and again down here at the bottom, so that I knew exactly where I wanted to work and get it all lined up perfectly. So when I come back, I'll be getting ready to actually press the start button and we'll start the engraving. All right, this video is not going to be about how to line everything up. You need to already know how to do that. But I'm using center top user orientation. So we're going to go ahead and frame it right quick. And it's running inside the left. It's coming across right about center line, which I want. Running inside of the right. And I'm pretty happy with that. So the laser is already focused. The board is level to the laser. So we're just going to go ahead and press the start button. And again, this is only going to do the top half. I need to put my safety glasses on because I am going to be recording this without the lid closed. But this is the best way to get y'all a good view of what's happening. So I've got my glasses on. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the door because my shop's gonna fill up with smoke if I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the door and let it exhaust the smoke out. And you should be able to still see what's going on. And when we get further into it, I'll go ahead and open up the door so you can watch it engrave more further up in the center of the sign. Okay, as you can see, we're about halfway through, and I'm going to go ahead and let this running, but it's looking good. It's engraving correctly, and I think it's going to turn out real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and close the lid. We'll pick back up when we're just about through with this first half. All right, as you can see, we are near the top. We have one or two more lines to go, and then we'll get into the header and the author's name. But this is engraving very well. I'm really happy the way it's turning out. And so we're nearly through with the first segment. I'm gonna go ahead and let the smoke clear out a little bit more. Okay, here comes the author's name. Sam Shoemaker. And this is the title of the poem coming up. And then this will be the completion of the first portion of the sign. So before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and check it and make sure it's engraved deep enough. And if I don't like it, I'll run it a little bit more and get a little bit deeper. All right, we'll get the laser head out of the way. I'm going to let it pull up a little bit more smoke out of there. Okay, so now let's see if we like it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and run it one more time. I'm not going to put that on the video. I just want it a little bit deeper. So when I come back, we'll be setting up on the second half. All right, welcome back to the second portion of the engraving. What I did off camera, I decided that the lettering is pretty small on the board. So rather than trying to line up on a sharp cornered point of the actual letters, I decided to go ahead and draw in two witness marks on tape, one here and one here. And I did that before I moved the board so that I had everything lined up where it was supposed to be. So then using the print and cut feature, the first thing I did was I physically moved the laser head over to that witness mark that I did right there. And in using the print and cut feature, I selected that as set point number 1. And then I moved over and I clicked on this right here, and I physically moved the laser over to this point and got it all lined up. And then I selected that as set point number 2. And because nothing here has been changed as far as the sizings or anything, all we did was shift the wording up, I selected the choice of unscaled. So once you do that, if you look in the upper right hand corner, you'll see right below the laser it says it's ready, print and cut has been activated, and it's unscaled. Now it also selects, let me see if I can move over here to it. It changes from the job origin from user to absolute coordinates. The laser has to know exactly where it's going. So hang on, I'll get over to the laser and I'll show you how we're set up. Okay, like I said, I have the 2 witness marks here and here that I used to set up on. And again, I engraved those onto the tape before I moved the board from its original position of engraving the first one, because I did not have those drawn in there. But I changed my mind, but I was able to do that because I had not moved the board first. So now we're just going to go ahead and do a frame, and we'll see exactly where it goes. It goes to the top of that witness mark on the left, comes down to the bottom. It's going to go up to the side, and it'll go over the top of the witness mark on the right. There we go. So everything is lined up perfectly. So now we are ready to go ahead and start the engraving. So this time, instead of engraving from the bottom up, I've reversed it. I wanted to engrave it from the top down. And that's going to show you continuity of how it's just going to pick up with this line, the next line right here, and it's going to be perfectly spaced. So here we go. Okay, now it's doing a re-engraving of the witness marks at no power. That was just so that I had confirmed that it was all there. And that just is another second check that everything is lined up like it's supposed to be. So it'll finish that one over there, and then it's going to go into the engraving. And just about now, here we go. And as you can see, the spacing is perfect, the alignment is perfect, and it's going to continue right on down, and it's going to be a great, great drawing. Okay, I'm going to close the lid and get the smoke out of here. All right, we've still got about 5 or 6 lines left to go, but I want to give you another clear shot of engraving down on the bottom. As you can see, it's just, I love the print and cut feature. Let me go ahead and close it off, and we'll get some more smoke out of the way. Again, normally I would run from the bottom up on the engraving, but on this second half, I wanted to just basically show the continuity from the first engraving down to the second one down to the bottom. This is going to turn out to be a pretty nice board when it's all finished. Got about 3 more lines to go. I'm going to go ahead and open the door so you can watch it finish. Or hold it right here, maybe get some of the smoke pulled up that way. There we go. All right. And because I knew I needed 2 runs, I went ahead and put a second pass in it automatically. So I'm going to halt this part and I'll come back to you when it's completely done. All right, well, here is the wrap up for the pastor's sign. I love the poem, I Stand at the Door. Again, it's by Sam Shoemaker. You can look this up. It's a really nice poem. I am really pleased with the way this all turned out. Again, the last thing I have to do is to remove the charring, which is basically the oils of the board that come up when it's engraved. I'll clean those off with vinegar and a paper towel, and then my job will be finished. I'm leaving the pencil center line in here, and like I said, I'm going to leave the blue tapes on so that they have lines to measure from so they can make their square cuts and get the board finished how they're going to hang it and treat it and clear coat it. Again, we wanted this little knot right here to be about in the center of the poem, which we've got it just about where we want it right there. So all in all, I couldn't be happier with the results that I got out of this. Again, the print and cut feature by Lightburn is an awesome tool. Those of you who use Lightburn, don't be afraid to try it. This one was fun, and I'm glad I got a better print and cut video done for it. So until my next video comes out, if you would, hug all your family and friends, let them know you love them, and God bless.